Thank you so much for what an amazing introduction, and so pleased to be here for my second year in a row to what is an amazing summit, an amazing movement. There was amazing feedback from everyone last year, and from what I can see online, it looks like this one, as expected, is even bigger and better. And I'm hoping that I can contribute to that through this short talk. As you heard, I'm Daryl Woodhouse. If you'd like to learn more about me and my work, darylwoodhouse.com, as you can see on the screen here, that's the best way. And through there, you can find all the links to my social media channels, lots of different ways you can send me a message or ask any questions that we might not get time for today. So let's get into it, because I'm here to talk to you today about the smarter future of work and life. And some of you are thinking, oh, I think I know what this is, or maybe you don't. Well, you're about to find out. And I'm going to start by talking about achievement. And this isn't to show off about some of my own achievements. It's a really important part of the story and the message that I'm sharing with you today. So I have had some great career and business achievements I'm really proud of. Absolutely. For example, in my earlier corporate leadership career, where I learned lots about business and strategy and building teams and how to be a good leader, how to build a global brand. At age 26 in that corporate career, I was in a national role for one of the world's largest companies. Lots of pressure, lots of responsibility at a young age, but all the same, a great achievement. I left the corporate world in 2011, started my first business, ABP, scaled that up, built the team, built the revenues, lots of case studies, awards, an international portfolio of small businesses through to large corporates. We've been helping them over the years with growth, with developing their teams, improving sales, improving profits, improving productivity, lots of really great stuff. And then also in the last few years, I became one of the youngest executive business school lecturers in the world, which has been super cool for me and created lots of many other really interesting and fun opportunities to help other people. It's because this is what I love doing. I love helping. This is why I'm doing the work that I love, and being here today as a speaker and coach to hopefully inspire and give you some new thinking, some new ways of doing things, to live a happier life, to achieve more in your work and your careers. And a lot of people say, how did you achieve all these things? Well, a lot of it was about working smart and being really good at productivity. And I'm going to give you some guidance on that today. However, all these work successes and achievements, it doesn't really tell you how I was perhaps doing in my life. And actually, I wasn't doing so well in life. Whilst achieving all of those things that I shared and loads more that we don't have time for today, I didn't have a life-work balance. I was working very smart, using my time very, very well, but I was working too hard for too many hours, for too many days a week, for too many years. And effectively, I had joined and signed up to this always on or overworking, long work hours culture that too many organizations, small, medium, large, adhere to. And I'm here to raise awareness of that today and show you a better way forward, a way forward that's more fun, that's healthier, and more successful. And through all of this, so achieving all those great things, working smart, but working too hard for too many hours. My body, because our bodies are very clever, my body was showing me in a number of ways that I was burning out, that I was doing too much. And you know what? And because I've been conditioned that you just have to suck up the stress, as one of my previous corporate bosses told me, if you want to be successful, if you want to get ahead, if you want to get promotions, if you want to build and support your family and give them a great home. So I carried on, and I just like, no, it's very uncomfortable. I don't like these physical pains and health issues, but my family is important to me. I want to be successful. I want to have a good career, so I've got to keep doing it. So I kept going. And then in 2016, something happened to me that can happen to any one of us at any time, unexpectedly, despite all the best plans and skills in the world, because this is what life can do for us, or do to us sometimes. And this personal tragedy that happened for me had a knock-on effect to every other aspect of my life and my work. There's some traumas involved, and basically, I burnt out really seriously. It was one of the worst kind of burnouts you can get, and I had lots of things that I had when I was burning out, and all of them got worse when I actually properly burnt out, and a whole load of other things happened as well. And I've got a number of health conditions now that I have to manage daily for the rest of my life. Nothing will get rid of them, and they're not nice, they're not pleasant, but as you'll hear later, I've learned to channel them in a positive way. These are positive reminders daily not to let that stuff happen again, not to be the old me, overworking, burning myself out, not looking after my well being, not spending enough time with my family, with my friends, not making time for my hobbies, not eating right, all of these things. And when I initially burnt out properly, it was a really dark place. I was quite sad, lonely. I was embarrassed. I didn't talk to anyone about it for months. I didn't get help. Um, and it's just something I wouldn't wish on anyone. But on a positive note, I did come back, and hence I'm here today. And I reinvented myself to a new me, and I developed a new why. I redesigned my life. I mapped out the hours I wanted to work, how many times I wanted to be doing fitness, how many times I wanted to be seeing my friends and my family, and I just got really organised around that stuff and making time for all those important things and having more of a balance with work. And I've since sort of specialised and gone even deeper with these topics. And and actually, when you know what I know now about with like 100 plus ways of being more productive so that we can work less but still be even more successful, it becomes quite addictive. And you're always looking out for even more new habits and processes and tools and skills that I can integrate into my life and my work. And as part of this dark and difficult place that I went through that I wouldn't wish on anyone else, one of the things I did, and we listened to our previous speaker earlier, we talked about apps. Another cool app for you here, Life Work Effect. And this is one of my inventions as part of me making it my mission to raise awareness that overworking, working long hours is not the best way forward. It doesn't give us the best results in our work, in our businesses, and it definitely doesn't give us the healthiest, happiest lives. And in this app, which is one example of the things that I do, this app shows users exactly how effectively they're using their time and resource at work, and then helps them to make really important prioritization, time management decisions, hiring and talent decisions to achieve more at work whilst working less, having more time for that lifestyle that you want, enjoying your family, enjoying your hobbies, traveling, and so on. And so to explain the life work effect, there are four core pillars: strategy and planning, productivity mastery, life work balance, and well-being. And when you proactively develop yourself and focus with balance across all of those four pillars, there's a huge multiplier effect, which I was able to enjoy and have been enjoying since I came back from my burnout, to have a happier life and greater work performance. And one of the things that still amazes me today is that when I started working 4 days a week, I was much more successful at work, better case studies, bigger client successes. I was attracting bigger, more fun opportunities for work. I was having more time for my fitness levels, for my family, more time for traveling. COVID dependent, of course, with how that's changed things a little bit for us all. But you adapt. And so in the life work effect, I've got various programs. I do lots of coaching. I do lots of longer keynotes and workshops, virtually or in person. And to pick one of those four pillars, productivity, I want you to visualize how you can make this your new superpower towards a smarter future of work and life. And to give you some examples of the power of really getting better at productivity, just a couple of examples. Microsoft Japan recently, or a couple of years, over the last couple of years, they reduced employee work hours by 20%. And guess what happened to productivity? It went up by 40%. On another example of the power of productivity. Multitasking, which so many of us are guilty of. We think we're good at it and we think we should do it, but it's proven to hurt our productivity by 40%. Just a couple of things there to make you think differently about productivity. And there's some advice in there as well. If you want to start taking on board some of the stuff that I pull out and go deeper on in my programs, stop multitasking. And another thing, use your strengths more often for more time, and make sure you have tasks and actions in your plans, in your daily life, in your work, in the office. Make sure you have plans on how you can get even better at those strengths. And employees who exercise their strengths daily are 8% more productive and 6 times more likely to be engaged. And now a quick second bit of, advice, guidance, visualization for you today, a way what you can do differently following my talk today, is map out what your perfect week could look like and visualize it, describe it, draw it, whatever works for you. These are some examples of what might go into that visualization for the perfect week. One of my favorites, a happy, healthy home, family, and social life. Using your strengths and doing enjoyable tasks at work most of the time. Undertaking tasks that leverage my seniority and qualifications. These are massive things, massive opportunities that so many entrepreneurs, hardworking employees, and business leaders are not doing enough of. They're spending too much of their time doing stuff that aren't their strengths, things they don't enjoy, and they're not leveraging their life work balance and their energy and their motivation. These are all the things that I teach. Just some more examples here of what it might look like in work. Happy colleagues and customers, confidence, clarity of mind, no brain fog. Now, for those of you that are curious and would like to read up more on some of these insights that I'm sharing, I encourage you to, because it for me, when I started learning this stuff, it blew my mind. I realized it wasn't just a fluke. It wasn't just me that fell into this. This is a thing. And there's now lots of big companies, lots of entire countries now, for example, that are trialing and moving towards a 4-day work week. Why? Because companies are more successful when they do it, and everyone's happier and healthier, and have more time to enjoy their lives. So when the team from the summit today, when they share a PDF of my slides, you've got live hyperlinks if you'd like to do some more reading into some of my research, and to get more of an idea of what sits in my programs for groups, for teams, and for individuals. There will be an offer that I'm going to share as well if you'd like to have discounted access to my app and my e-learning platform. Now, as you reflect, moving into the close for this short talk today, if we don't have time to answer everyone's questions about burnout, overworking, mental health, productivity in the workplace, how to improve life-work balance, contact me through my website or through one of my social media accounts. Send me a message, ask me a question. I will do my best to respond to everyone within the next couple of days. I'm obviously happy to share more about my programs as well. But if you did one thing from today, it's to give yourself 10 minutes after today. In fact, think about the entire summit and just write down a couple of 2 or 3 top ideas, things you can do differently to leverage what you've learned from this summit. And if you end up like I often do when I go to webinars or when I read books or go on training, you can get overwhelmed with so many great ideas and reminders of things you already knew, but you're not doing them consistently because we fall back into old habits or because we're too busy for this. We're too busy firefighting the day-to-day, busy with work, kids. Stop, make time and focus on the longer term. It always drives to greater results, and you only need to change one thing a week. Create one new habit towards better life-work balance, better work productivity skills. One new habit a week for 4 weeks, and that is huge progress. And that's a great way to start. And then it can become an addiction, like it has been for me and many of my clients around the world now. And then you just add more and more. And each time we're working less, we're being more successful, and we're happier and healthier and having more time for all of our family and our friends and our hobbies. Thank you all very much for listening. And I look forward to your questions in the chat here or for a private message later on.